Anybody who knows me knows that I think everybody should coach. So, first, let's define coaching. Coaching is an investment in another person that can take on a lot of different approaches, receptions, a lot of different techniques, different types of questions. I start with a fundamental definition of coaching. Coaching is getting someone to look in the mirror. That's step one. Step two is getting someone to take action on step one, which very few people arbitrarily do on their own. Everybody also knows that I always cite Tasha Urich's book, Insight, about her study on self awareness, where 85% of people are shown to significantly lack self awareness. So, where can we accelerate this? What if employees coached each other? Now, let's go back to the definition. What if employees were taught to go look for the good stuff, to praise their teammates? So today I'm leading for one of my favorite clients, an agricultural client. We lead these large, group sessions, virtual group sessions for their employees. And we ask them, one of the first questions, who's a leader that you'd like to praise? Who's an employee you'd like to praise? Who's a teammate going above and beyond the call of duty? And this management team does an excellent job of taking that very engaged executive team, by the way, and saying, hey, who's been praised? How do we celebrate these people? When you teach people to be positive, it sounds corny, right? When you teach people to be positive, see, our eyes are taught to see things that we need to fix and correct. When was the last time you said, honey, I'm going to go to the coffee shop and I'm going to go look for good things people are doing? It sounds corny. It sounds theatrical. It sounds over the top. I have a leader from a publicly traded company who's hard charging, high D in the disc profile. And he will point out every single 10 minutes what needs to be fixed. And he's a great guy. He's an awesome guy. I said, so how often do you point out the good things people do? And he just stared at me. What if employees were looking for the good things? What if employees were bringing up the things that their teammates were doing well? What if employees were were taught how to really go look for the good things and practice positivity? Remember step one, getting someone to look in the mirror. When you go up to somebody or you go up to a boss and say, John, I just want to let you know, Lisa's doing a great job. She has been so helpful. If you can maybe give her an accommodation or as we call it, this agricultural firm, an attaboy or an attagirl, and praise her, that would be great. She's been awesome. We don't do that enough. Let me tell you another one. I have a client at a credit union, and I had a young lady by the name of Ashley. Shy, but everybody went to her station. So I went to the president. I said, do you ever just sit here and watch? He said, what do you mean? I said, everybody walks by the first two stations. They go to Ashley. So one day I sat down with Ashley and I said, Ashley, what do you want to do? And she goes, I really want to go into leadership. I would never in a million years had assumed that. And I said, it's really interesting, Ashley, because I think you have something in you that just is screaming to get out. You're a really special person. Just dark red. She's embarrassed. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to embarrass you. And she goes, I don't take compliments very well. I really struggle with that. And I said, well, I apologize. I said, but I just have to tell you, I find myself always walking to your station. You have my accounts up. You know all of my accounts. You know what I'm going to probably do. My daughter, when she opened her account, said you were just so good to her. That president of the credit union goes, I still sit in the lobby. I still just sit and observe. See, when we look for good things and we teach employees to go look for positivity, 70 to 80% of our organizations are foundationally individual contributors, non-leaders. What if they were coaches? Let me give you my last little point in this. My wife and I went out to dinner with another couple about a week ago and went to a place in Cedarburg, Wisconsin called the Stilt House. There's a young lady there who just graduated high school. She's going to be a freshman. She is now the head coach of the boys volleyball team. And my friend Damien, the head coach who took over for me, where I started the high school program, I call him. I said, dude, you have no freaking idea. Because I have a daughter. I love that you have a girl coaching boys. Now, it's becoming more prevalent, but it is just so freaking awesome to see a young lady find her voice, find it. That's not an easy demographic. Boys 3-4 years younger than you in high school with parents. So when we build coaching leadership from within, it strengthens the fiber of the organization. What are your thoughts?